Working with electricity or stored energy. Commonly, when thinking about working with energy, we focus on electricity. While we'll address safely working around electricity, it's also just as important to note other types of energy you may encounter and critical controls to keep you safe while working with electricity or stored energy. There are 4 types of energy to keep in mind. Tasks you may perform have the potential of bringing you into contact with electrical, stored, potential, or gravitation energy. Electrical energy. Electrical energy has high potential to cause a serious injury or fatality should something go wrong. Often, you'll encounter electrical energy at a quarry when doing maintenance on any equipment that is powered by electricity, battery, or internal combustion engine. Stored energy. Stored energy is accumulated energy that can release suddenly. You may encounter stored energy, for example, when conducting maintenance on hydraulic or pneumatic systems, or when working on equipment with springs or a stretched conveyor belt. Potential energy. Potential energy is something with the potential to move, shift, or rotate like the energy stored in a vehicle or machine when it's not in motion. When this energy is released, it can be dangerous. For example, be aware of potential energy when conducting maintenance on conveyor belts or working with equipment that is in an unstable position. Gravitational energy. Gravitational energy is the energy stored in an object that can be pulled and moved by Earth's gravity. For example, if your vehicle is parked on a slope, gravitational energy could pull your vehicle down that slope or possibly off a high wall. Also be aware of gravitational energy when working around materials with potential for engulfment, like surge piles. Knowledge of the task, equipment, and machinery you're working with and what types of energy you may encounter is key to understanding hazards and applying critical controls. Let's take a look at the critical controls that should be in place when working with electricity or stored energy. A critical control is a safeguard that is put in place to keep you safe and prevent a serious injury or fatality from occurring. Every site should have equipment-specific lockout, tagout procedures, and only authorized employees that have had hands-on training on specific equipment should be involved with the lockout and tagout process. All electrical energy sources must be properly identified and locked out and tagged out before any work is performed. Be sure to consider any additional equipment next to, above, or below where work is occurring that also may need to be locked and tagged out. This includes equipment feeding into or discharging from the equipment to be worked on. Make sure your equipment interlocks are factored into the lockout-tagout process. Have a supervisor or competent person verify that the equipment is locked out. Always follow arc flash safety protocols, wear appropriate and personal protective equipment, and follow company procedures. Ensure that stored pressure is bled off, drained, blanketed, or isolated for lines carrying pressurized material. For example, when working on a hydraulic system, hydraulic lines must be drained. Prior to working on stationary or mobile equipment, be sure that all components are secured from movement or activation. Thank you for taking time to understand the high-risk tasks and critical controls when working with electricity and stored energy. It's important you remember them as you work on any property.